So Dave Goddard, the man on the mic here at Hednesford, bringing the cars out on their parade lap.
Everyone knows
all the cars coming out for their first event of the afternoon. Beautiful sunny September day this Sunday afternoon here at Hednesford Hills. Perfect weather for racing, and we have 18 cars in attendance, all of them coming out for the first heat of the afternoon. It's a great sense of occasion here for people of a certain age to remember these cars from back in the day when classic hot rods were in fact the national hot rods, and you can hear the spirited roar of Tim Foxlow's 1700cc Crossflow, built by Frank Anderson Racing Engines. Tim is in a minority. The majority of cars here, they compete with the 2-litre Pinto with 32-inch twin carburettor chokes. So it's 32 mil, I should say, not inch, good God. And anyway, just looking at some of those coming through. There's Graham Boyd, the A45. Or should I say A40? 31, Steve Gooding with his Hillman Avenger. 275, Chris Caton in the Mark II Escort. There's Tim with his Mark II. Stunning 35 Dave Cushion car, the Ford Anglia. The former Barry Lee piloted machine of 166, Dave Stevens. The Chase Metal Recycling sponsored cars of number 8 Darren Owen, and that's 198 Andy Donut Stewart, your defending points champion, the winner of 2014, and the heir apparent to retaining the points this season as well. 444 Gary Andrew, mentioned in the pit walk how much he needs a change in fortune. And hopefully today will be the day for Gary. So the line-up taking place. Dave Stevens at the moment, towards the end of the grid. .24 Roger Wright making his way out. Dave Goddard finishing his introductions of the drivers to the crowd this afternoon. There's Lee Wood, the gold roof of the double national champion, having successfully retained the title this year in spectacular style at Ipswich.
Dave Stevens at the front of the lineup in 166 with the 2 USA power escort, showing what national hot rod was racing was like back in the 1970s here at Hednesford. So everything is 370 9 today, including the rolling lap music. There'll be some special tunes played there. Scott will be on down and instead of pitching to the bangers as always. We've got something a bit different from the classic hot rod.
Jamie Johnson, like Tim Foxlow, races with a Crossflow engine in. He's going ever so well with it at Ipswich in the summer until the engine blew, but he's rebuilt one and he's ready to go again here at Hednesford this afternoon.
World Banker Championship, the Olympic World Championship this week on October the 10th. They're available from the track stop up on Turn 3 in front of the West Bend grandstand. Plenty more merchandise available on there.
So the format for this afternoon's first heat coming together with Dave Stevens and Roger Wright towards the front. Roger is graded as today's C graded driver. Technically Dave Stevens is classed as a B grade, what would be figuratively the yellow roof starting position. You can see that amongst the B grade we've got 88 Dave Owen and 222 Shane Taylor. Shane has won twice this year here at Hednesford in that car. Dave, only been out once before and had a rough ride of it, crashing with 192 Ken Marriott in the May. But new engine in that car, but original car of his brother Darren. And with a new engine in, a man who at the past has won quite effectively here at Hednesford, and keep an eye out on Dave. Graham Boyd, first of the star men with 275 Chris Caton. See Steve Lumley out there going over the crossover, hope he's okay. The car is returned from being repaired from the Sonny Howard workshops over in East Anglia. He's got it back on Thursday from the Howard workshops, ready for today. Dave taking his place, going through the grid. Dave just wheedling his way through the lineup to take his place amongst the B grade. And I think we're pretty much in position now, because over on the West Bend, a little bit clouded out by the checkered flag, but nevertheless 271 Jamie Johnson is there. And we have Dave Stevens and 31 Steve Gooding. The lineup now complete and ready for today's first event. So as Dave Goddard has just announced, 2 installation laps to put some heats in those tyres, and then it will be a clutch start for the first event of the day.
No matter where you go, you always end up needing some reference, don't you? Well, then again, if you want to come and sit down there...
commentary as well, Brian
We can have a cup.
I know, I'm going to warm it up on there, isn't it?
Jerry Cookman or Malcolm Walker.
Huey Weaver seems to be re-gridding his place on the field. Huey, a very successful long-standing driver in many Formula, having joined the ranks of Classics in 2015, and has already had a basin full of wins, shall we say, already. Most notably, 3 out of 3 at Northampton in the August. So lining up alongside the... well, I was going to say it looked like he was going to line up against the national champion Lee Wood, but if he's moving like he is, then that would suggest perhaps some gearbox or clutch trouble. Well, he's come to a stop, so... I thought so, yeah. Thought it was his clutch.
I'm sure Huey Weaver's going to do it, clutch to fail on his that escort, so he can't pull away from the standing start. That's the problem.
So if Huey is to compete in this race, then he'll have to roll and join the field at the back if he can. I don't know whether the stew will allow that. We will have to see.
You want a donut, Clem? I want donut. Not to take anything off you.
So the breakdown truck coming to the assistance of the 210 car. So if we're going to go, then we're going to have to go now as Huey joins the field. So the starter gets them ready, and he gives them the green, and we are racing. Roger Wright with a rather slowish start, but of course this is just the start of the installation laps to inject that heat in those tyres. There's Roger and Jamie Johnson, Steve Gooding in his Avenger. Dave Owen, car 88. So the lineup now complete. Huey still motoring just to keep the car in motion. Rather that will allow him to join as he times it, but we'll have to look at the starter here. Let's come to a halt again. So maybe he's just going to get that push start after everybody else passes him. So here we go then. Heat 1. The field comes into life for the first time. The gaggle of cars down the home straight. To pick up the leaders moving through the first lap, and it is of course Roger Wright who leads. Lap number 2, followed by 271 Jamie Johnson in the cross-flow powered Mark 1 Escort. Then comes 166 Dave Stevens in that third place. 31 Steve Gooding in fourth, and then we have the train of high-graded drivers headed by 275 Chris Keaton. Hot on his heels comes number 20 Dave Fry on the outside. 445 Graham Boyd. Then comes the HB Vader of the national champion 333 Lee Wood trying to cut his way through on the inside of turns 1 and 2. Further back, number 8, Darren Owen having a good battle with number 198, Andy Derwent Stewart. Then comes 144, Tim Foxlow, and 121, Charlie Shembry. Number 8, Darren Owen making a move on the inside of 445, Graham Boyd. Ahead is 333, Lee Wood, and Caton still to be called by the rest of the star-graded drivers. So it's quite a gap as we move through to those ahead, as 88 Dave Owen is trying to make his way through on the inside of 31 Steve Gooding, and that's a successful move by the local man. Another gap ahead, 166 Dave Stevens, but the battle is on for the lead, and the new leader is 271 Jamie Johnson. Jamie now having passed the 24 car of Roger Wright. 166 Dave Stevens still in that third place as he glides through turns 3 and out of 4. We look to pick up the fourth place man, and it's Dave Owen who's closing them down in car 88. Then comes 222 Shane Taylor in 5th, ahead of 31 Steve Gooding, who tries to keep them out as they move through the East Bend, I should say. Chris Keaton with the engine that's been donated to him by his brother, more powerful than the one he's used to. but he's making the most of it, having gone past Gooding in this first half of the end. Was that a little bit of smoke coming from number 20, Dave Fry? They're all being held up a little bit by Gooding as the red top train begins to take shape, with number 20, Dave Fry, trying to collect the outside line on the blue and white 31 car of Gooding. 333 Lee Ward trying to look on the inside, but no go there. And there's a whole bunch of star men very nose to tail as they go down the home straight to complete another lap. Now 198 Andy Donut Stewart sees his move, but it's a move that is going to be blocked by Gooding. And Owen went wide there on turn number 3, with Leewood keeping ahead of them and moving through to take another place. Here's your leader, 271, Jamie Johnson. Second, 24, Roger Wright. Third, 166, Dave Stevens. The battle for fourth between 222, Shane Taylor, and 275, Chris Caton. Then comes number 20, Dave Fry, 333, Lee Wood, and number 8, Darren Owen, ahead of 198, Andy Donut Stewart, and then comes 144, Tim Foxlow on the inside of 35, Dave Cushion. A very fast and smooth race so far this bright and sunny afternoon here at Hednesford for the 11th round of the National Series for the Classics in 2015. Lead driver coming through again, 271, Jamie Johnson, would really love a win this afternoon. He was foiled at Ipswich in the summer, but looking good so far. Roger Wright though hasn't given up the hunt in car 24. Then comes 166, Dave Stevens, still in that third place, with Chris Caton beginning to close down in 275. Then comes number 222, Shane Taylor. 20, Dave Fry, and 333, Lee Wood. The red tops now beginning to close in on those that are leading them just immediately ahead. Great shot of Shane as he goes through the first turn. Dave Fry following him. 333, Lee Wood. Number 8, Darren Owen, and 198, Dandy Stewart. 144, Tim Foxlow. Then comes Shembry, Lumley, Boyd. Back markers are there. And the leaders are through again, and it's interesting to see that although Jamie Johnson is leading it, 24 Roger Wright has not lost much in the way of space to the lead driver and keeps him very much in focus. There's your checkered flag. And a great win by Johnson, 271. That was the cooling down lap, and Johnson the winner, comfortably ahead of 24 Roger Wright in second place. Then come 166 Dave Stevens third, 88 Dave Owen was fourth, 222 Shane Taylor fifth, sixth was 20 Dave Fry. Then came 198 Andy Stewart, 8 Darren Owen, and 144 Tim Foxlow. So that was the first race completed. We can see that Dave Owen was actually out on the infield. I'm not 100% sure whether he did complete all of the allotted laps, but a good race, a good clean race, and no doubt an absolutely delighted Jamie Johnson will be going around on his lap of honour.